afternoon everyone, welcome to Bonsai Expression. I'm Christoph and today, well, it's a bit of an update video. It is bloody freezing. Now it is 2 degrees and it looks sunny because it really is sunny, but it is so cold. I am really laid up, so as you can see I've got a hoodie on, I've got a good thick warm fleecy jacket, and I've got a waterproof jacket that, as you've probably seen in some of my videos, I wear specifically for being out here in the garden because it is waterproof. But I'm still freezing. I should probably have put a hat on as well. I'm bloody cold. So, if you're in the UK, you've probably seen we've got snow and ice warnings for the weekend. Well, specifically tomorrow. It's Wednesday today, so Thursday and Friday, and the weather as of tonight is going down to -1 to -2 and even -3 degrees over in some parts of the UK. Here where I am on due -1 and -2 degrees. So, where does that leave me? It leaves me having to move my trees over into yonder, over into the Polytunnel. I definitely want to get them protected. I don't want any disasters this year. I want to make sure I am doing the best by all my trees and making sure I am giving the best opportunities to get them to survive the winter. That's exactly what the Polytunnel was purchased for, and I am going to do my best to follow the weather forecasts, follow my forecasts on my phone. I've got it all set up on YouTube. I've got it obviously set up with notifications, and I'm allowing you to follow my step-by-step guide, which is this, and showing you just what I'm doing. So today I'm going to be getting as many trees, or hopefully all my trees, in the Polytunnel. Those that will stay out will be the ones that I keep out all year round, which is going to be such as the Portuguese laurel, which is this big boy here. So that stays out because it generally holds, no, it doesn't hold its leaves. That loses its leaves as well, but because it's old enough and it's strong enough, it stays out. But I will try and protect it by putting it as close to the wall, or at least along the side of the Polytunnel. I think I'll be doing that with the other trees. Yeah, I won't be keeping them over in this area. Other trees will be going underneath as well. So the bigger trees, the bigger fruit trees that I've got, I'm going to try and I'll see what I can do with those. That I might have to stay around this sort of area, but enclose it as well so that they don't fall over. Maybe trap it behind the workbench that we're actually got the tripod on that I'm talking to you on. So yeah, that's what today's video is about. It won't be too long, but it will be a showing you of where the trees are in. We're going to put them on all the benches, underneath the benches, and then secure the rest of them, hopefully along the back of the Polytunnel. So here we go. I hope you can see me okay, because it is so cold. I've got to put my hood up now. But as you can see, over the last couple of weeks, I have started moving some of the trees in here. So now what I've got to do is obviously rearrange the trees that are in here at the moment. So some of these will probably go underneath into, let me show you, will probably go underneath the benches. We've got a select range, so the jade will probably go inside, and then obviously I'm going to be doing a video shortly on the larch forest, so that needs trimming. And so I will do a video on that. Larch forest needs a good trim, and then obviously that'll give us some space. But the rest of the trees at the moment, they will need just readjusting. Some of the smaller ones will go down onto the underneath, and then the bigger ones we are going to put along the benches. So that's what I'm going to start doing now, and then hopefully I've got enough room, but I don't think we're going to have enough room, which means this is obviously a trial test to see where we've got in terms of what I've got on the benches, the room I've got available in this Polytunnel, which also gives me a good view, as I say, for the future in terms of my greenhouse specs. So I might be able to be a bit bigger in terms of what greenhouse I do order eventually, which is probably either next year or the year after. So let's get into it. And it is bloody bitter, as my nan used to say, on how cold it is. So if you're from the UK, you'll have heard that term. If you're not from the UK, bitter, it's horribly cold, very, very chilly. Let's go. So I'm going to try and get the smaller ones in first, and then try and get them at the back of the Polytunnel on the benches, and then work the bigger ones towards the front. That way it gives the height range. Smaller ones at the back, because obviously the Polytunnel bends round, The bigger ones at the front gives them more room, more space. While I'm doing this, I may as well show off some of these nice trees as well. We've got some nice Chinese elms. They are in nice development, coming along. I'll call this a bit of an update. You'll notice as well, the Chinese elms have not dropped the leaves. Some of them going yellow, but again, as I say on the Chinese elm video, you don't know what you're getting with your Chinese elms. Nice little pyracantha. My lovely little mugu pine, the one I got from Birmingham this year. My apple from seed is doing really well. Still holding onto leaves even in this cold. Look at this. We need to come back to this next year, give it a nice trim, but it's coming along quite nicely. Cascading Chinese elm. Considering it came from just a cutting, what a beauty. Got my original oak from the Birmingham Bonsai boot sale again. Look at this one. This one's coming on quite nicely. Look how fat that is. So next year, come spring, we've got a re-put on this one, and I will do an update. Original oak, still going strong. We've got the Emperor Maple, look at that. Nice shape coming along. Let's get that in the Polytunnel. The Butterfly Maple. Gotta admit, I do love the Butterfly Maple. Absolutely stunning. Look at them leaves. I know my Chinese ligustrums doing really well, put on more massive growth at the top. Most of the stuff lower down did die off this year, but it doesn't really matter. As it's grown up, the dying off at the bottom actually has done it a lot of favours, because the upper the growth, upper echelons has complemented it quite nicely. So I like the way this is growing, it's doing really well. Does need a cut back. The apex has actually gone a little bit skew with this branch that does need removing, but obviously it's not the right time of year to do that. I did say we're doing a bit of an update. We are doing an update. My twisty, bendy, S-shaped ginkgo, whatever you want to call this. I planted it on this angle, and the way it's growing in, I do really like it. So it's grown in this way. I've got this main branch coming off this way. It's twisted, it's grown up the way it grows out and everything. Once the leaves are in full leaf, or branches are in full leaf, it looks really good. That is now my front, and it's growing upwards. Don't want any more bends in it. I do want to reduce it a little bit, but I want to grow it, get some thickness into it. So the only way to do that is allow it to grow up. These do grow slowly, so you know it's going to take some time before we get some thickness into it. So, but alas, it's healthy, it's doing well. The other ligustrum has just sprouted out from everywhere. So this is the one that my boss bought me, and Jason, his name is, and hello Jason if you're watching. It's doing really well. We changed the angle of it so it's a nice S shape going upwards, although everything has just sprouted upwards this way. So maybe I'll do something in terms of keeping all of this strong growth, and I don't know, we'll see come next year. But it's healthy, all the growth is coming from the bottom section. Maybe we'll do a big chop and have it as a little stubby growth and remove all this section, or even aerate it, who knows. Now this is my big English privet, as you can see, looking awesome. So the side branch that I'm growing is thickening up quite nicely. It's not massively thick, obviously it's only this year's growth, but it's grown enough to the point where you can see it's now going to come and part of the design. There you go, just look at that. Well worth the £50 I paid for it. Yeah. This is one of my beloved Chinese elms, so this is one of the ones that is more in development. As you can see, this is pretty large. This actually is a root over rock. I didn't like the root system, so I just threw a rock in there, hope for the best, and you know, it's developing really nicely. Just look at that. And when you get in under there, the roots, look at that. Just look at that main system, up top. I love this tree. This Chinese elm has been growing for a couple of years now. I put it in a big pot, as you can see, and it started off as just a cutting. But I think this is going to be like a nice tall tree in a few years. Now I'm going to repot it this year, well this coming spring. I'm going to put it in some proper bonsai soil actually, because it's just in some regular potting mix. I'm going to take a look at the roots because I've not touched it since, I don't know, 3-4 years it's been growing. And I'm going to keep the lower branch, I'm going to keep it going out like this. And I might think this is probably the front. I'm going to keep it tall. Now this here is actually a separate tree as well that I've been growing. You can't really see it because it's close up the way I've got it designed, but I'm going to keep it like a tall literati kind of style, but not so, because obviously literati is like this, but more of a literati informal upright, if you sort of go at if you know what I mean. So I think some sticks. So the tree actually goes up like that, and then the branch actually comes off it, comes out like that. So the idea would be to have the branch that goes out nice sweeping this way, and then the tree comes up that way as well. And then I've got loads of branching that goes out like this, and the branching that comes out and off like that. So I think the idea would be to develop a nice canopy up top that sort of sweeps this way, and the tree sort of swoops, and then like that. But a scale sort of comes around like that and swoops away. And I just think with all the branching that I've got, I think it could look really sweet. If you can sort of see in all that mess. There we go, sort of like that. But it will work, trust me. Oh, let me start by saying it is so cold now. It's gone down to 0 degrees and it's only going to get colder. Right, so I hope you can see, but just look at the job I've done. I squeezed pretty much every tree in there by, well, a handful. I'll show you the ones I've not done. But as you can see, everything is squeezed in there. As I say, apart from 1, 2, 3, 4, like 6 or 7 trees. But they're the big ones. Now, I might just huddle them together. I'm not sure, I haven't decided yet, but I will spin the camera around in a second and I'll show you. I'll just give you a quick overview of everything that's in there, and then before I do go back in the house and warm up with a nice cup of tea, I'm going to give them a good soaking and a good watering, as I say. So, I'll give you a quick spin round and see what we do. As you can see, I'm just going to take you through. Let me just move the chair actually, I was just sat on. So I can only go in as far as here, so that is literally a quarter of the way in. But because I've got you on the tripod, you can see right to the back just how far this goes, and you can see every tree is pretty much crammed in all the way in, and that's a nice good overview of everything that's nicely crammed in together. And then not only that, if I just go over, you've got this section as well. We've got all the way down here, the big larch takes center stage, and then if I just move out a little bit, I've got trees either side, and then just under as well we've got trees that go all the way around at the base and underneath the benches as well. Okay, so it's all crammed in there. Now some of them do need a good cut. For instance, this Chinese elm, it's just a little one and I just let it grow out. There's another one to take cuttings from. I could potentially do something with it, but now isn't the time to go around and cut everything back. Some things, unfortunately, I got it caught and I had to do some cuts on this maple. It shouldn't, as I say, it shouldn't affect the tree. It might kill off some of the branches, but because it's only young and it's in development, I won't be going too high with this tree anyway, so I haven't got any worries about it. Everything else is in there nice and snug, ready for overwintering. I'm happy with it. I've got everything in. The only trees I didn't manage to get in are as follows. So, Christmas tree isn't an issue. I'll be using it for Christmas. I'll be putting it in a nice pot, using it at my front door. No problems, no dramas. 2 Chinese elms, I could, they're in pots. So that one there, and that one there. I could unpot them. When I say unpot them, I mean the roots have gone in the base and they are nice and firm in the actual big pot. There you go, this big pot there of my, I think this is my peach tree. So I don't really want to disturb them because it's obviously going to disturb the roots at this time of year and it could potentially kill them. So I'm going to leave them and just hope and pray that the frost and the winter won't kill them. It shouldn't do because the roots are nice and buried, nice and deep in there. So if any dieback does happen, it should only die back partially. It won't kill the main tree or anything like that. So it should be okay. They're just growing out anyways. Fruit tree, apple tree, fruit tree, peach tree. Coming around here, fruit tree, my main apple tree, fruit tree, that is my plum tree. So they're all staying out, no worries. The one next to this fruit tree here, this is, well, on this side, this one, just here, that is my fig tree. So I'll probably just actually throw that in there. Although I've known people to plant them in the gardens and they've been fine, but I'm not going to take the risk. I'm going to throw it in the shed, in the polytunnel anyway. Then we've got the big, ow, just walked into the tree. Let me walk around this way. Saves me walking into trees. We have got the big pyracantha. I've got no concerns. That was originally put originally in a farmer's field, and I got it from the Birmingham Bonsai boot sale. When I was talking to the guy who bought it off, he dug it out of his farmer's field. So it's been out in the open, and these are used for hedging, which it was originally hedging, so they're used for hedging in this country. So I don't have any qualms with it being out here, not a problem. It'll fine, it'll lose its leaves, already has started doing. And again, we have got the Portuguese laurel, which surprisingly, because we have had a couple of warm days, a bit worrying, it started flowering. I also seen a cherry blossom the other day, which also put out cherry blossoms flowers. So again, strange time of year, but now it's freezing. It's just a bit concerning that they're starting to bud out, so that could be a worry. But these lose the leaves. It's an older tree. I don't have any concerns really other than it putting out blossoms. But yeah, so what I think I will do with these two trees and the other fruit trees is what I might do is just put them over in the corner over here, and then just sort of barricade them. So if I do have any really strong winds or anything like that, they're not going to get blown over, because while they're like this, not surrounded by anything, they'll get blown over. Oh, I also have to move that into the polytunnel as well. So that is just a couple more of the Portuguese laurels that's self-seeded, and I've got like a couple of Chinese elms that I planted in. That there is my jade. It needs going inside. I need to contact Sean from SB Bonsai, see if he still wants to do a trade with me for it, because I don't really want it anymore. I've had my fun with it. I've had my fill. So yeah, that's where we're up to with it. And then another video is going on is what we need to do in terms of cleaning this whole entire area and get it ready for winter close down, because this place is an absolute mess. So I hope you enjoyed this one. Everything's all watered in now. Everything's ready for that cold, well, weekend ahead. So -1, -2 degrees as of tomorrow. Well, it feels like it already now after working out here today. It's so cold and my hands are freezing. So I hope you appreciate what I've done today. If you do, please give me a like. Let's see if I can get 50 likes on this video. Please do drop a comment. Let me know if you've got a polytunnel, a greenhouse, how you're cold storing your trees this winter. And please do subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video. I'm probably not going to be able to get a new video out on Sunday as well, people. I know this one's going to go out late today. Basically, I work in hospitality. I've got a relatively new job, and we've got a new opening. So we've got a new opening today, hence why the video is going out late. And we've got a new, as I say, a new business venture. Basically, we're changing from one brand of business to another, so it's all go. I've got plenty of hours this week, so I won't be able to get a video out on Sunday for you guys, I'm afraid. So, but next week I'll be fine. Yeah, I got Monday and Tuesday off after a really hefty schedule, but the place looks fantastic. So thanks for watching today. I'll see you next week, next Wednesday as normal. So no video on Sunday, but thanks for sticking around with me, and I will see you in the next one. Thanks for watching again. I'm off to warm up with a cup of tea.